Hello, I'm Tova with Professor Pincushion, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own dog collar. No boring collar for this pooch. Learn to make your own customized collar to create them in a variety of colors and designs. Ready to make a collar for your favorite pooch? Let's go ahead and get started. Here are my supplies for the collar. So I have fabric scissors, sewing gauge, straight pins. This I'm going to be using as sort of stopping my strap and ribbon from fraying, so some sort of fabric sealant. You need a flexible tape measure to measure your dog's neck. So this is going to help determine how much you're going to need of the strap and ribbon. So I would take that measurement and multiply it by 2, and that'll give you a little bit extra, but it's better to have extra than not enough. So I'm using 1 inch strap and then 7/8 of a width in the ribbon here. So the ribbon's just a little bit smaller width-wise than my 1 inch strap. Now if you're doing this for a smaller dog, you're probably not going to be able to find the strap in a smaller size. This is more for a medium to large size dog, but if you really want to do this collar, you can still follow these basic steps, but probably use the flat braiding trim that you can find in the notions department. So it's just a little bit different, but it'll work. Now when it comes to these other supplies, I have the parachute buckle, the strap adjuster, and a D-ring. These are made for the 1 inch width. So you may, if you're doing a smaller collar, I would look online, maybe specialty shops, you might be able to find it a little bit smaller. Also, I'm going to be using top stitch thread because I want something a little bit more heavy duty than just using regular all-purpose. The first thing I'm going to do is cut a piece of my strap that's going to be 8.5 inches in length. And anytime I cut my strap, I always put a little bit of this fabric sealant on the end, and that really helps with the fraying. Same thing with my ribbon. So this is 8.5 inches in length, and again, this is for a medium to large size dog collar. If you're doing a really small collar, you might want to do half of that. I'm also going to cut my ribbon the same length, and I'm going to place it on one side of my strap. Just center it in the middle, and then I'm going to pin it into place. If you have sort of a pattern on your ribbon, make sure that you're putting it on right side up. So on each side of the ribbon, you can see I'm doing it right on the edge. If you have a walking foot, it definitely makes sewing this collar a lot easier, but it's definitely not necessary. I did one without a walking foot and it turned out fine. Now I'm using my top stitch in the top part of the machine threading only. In my bobbin, I still have my regular all-purpose thread. We're going to put on some of our collar pieces now. So you're going to take your strap, flip it over to the wrong side. You're going to need one of your pieces that's a strap adjuster, and then you're going to need your parachute buckle. But you just need one side. So we're just going to use the female side. This is the male, this is the female. So we're going to put the male aside for now. And we're also going to flip these to the wrong side. Right now they're right side up because you can see these little ridges right here. So I'm going to flip them, flip them. We're going to go over to one side. I'm just going to take one end, put it through just the back of the strap adjuster, and then I'm going to go over to this side. I'm going to do the same thing. You do something like this. We're going to overlap them by 1 5/8. So I'm going to grab my sewing gauge, and I already have it set. So it's a pretty decent size overlap here, but that's just because we need to turn part of it over. So once I have that, I'm going to throw in a pin. Go ahead and look at the inside of your strap and just take this and turn it under about 1/4 inch. Once you have that into place, go ahead and pin that as well. This is the edge on the inside where I just folded under 1/4 inch. So I'm still looking at the inside. I'm going to stitch right on this edge. It's right on this edge here to catch all of that, so it's going to stay in place. And you can see I moved my buckles out of the way. I'm moving this other side of the strap out of the way. So whatever you need to do to get it under the machine, you're just going to start stitching across. And it's really helpful to have a walking foot for this. Once I get to the end, I'm going to go back And I like to go back and forth a few times just to make sure that it's really going to be secure. We currently have something that looks like this. So this is what we just stitched right here. And you want to make sure that if you're having trouble with the top stitching in your machine, that you adjust the thread tension. So just practice on some scraps you have of the webbing until you get it right, because you want to make sure it's going to be nice and strong. So the next step is, we're again looking at this right side. You're going to grab a D-ring. You're going to slip it on. So you can see it slipped on right underneath that flap. And then you're going to take this, turn this side under 1/4 inch, pin it, and then do the same thing where you're stitching across the end here. You're going to go ahead and cut another of your strapping fabric and your ribbon material. And for this, the length is going to be whatever length your dog's neck is, plus about 4 inches. This, of course, is going to make the collar bigger, but it is going to be adjustable, and it's easier to adjust it to make it smaller than to make it larger after you've already created the whole thing. So in my particular case, my dog's neck is 19.5 inches, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this 23.5. Do the same with ribbon. Place the ribbon on top of the strap, and then go ahead and stitch on both sides. On one end, and I'm doing this on the left end, we're going to go ahead and attach our other strap adjuster. So this is right side up, flip it to the wrong side. My strap adjuster is right side up again. I'm going to go up, you can see up at the end, and then over this middle part. So it's like this. We flip this over. So now we're looking at the right side of the ribbon, but the wrong side of the strap over here. I'm going to overlap it about 1.5 inches. And you're going to take this end, fold it under 1/4 inch, pin it, and you're going to again stitch it across. Now if you're having problems with this, don't go from edge to edge, but you mostly want to get all your stitches mainly in the middle part and just do it a few times, and that should be enough to secure it. My strap currently looks like this. So this is the one that we just stitched up. I'm going to go to the other side where we have the other raw edge and grab the male side of my parachute buckle. Now my buckle is right side up, but we're looking at the wrong side of the strap. I'm just going to go in this end slot here, and it's going to go over the top of this back piece here. So just like that. Pull it through or back to the strap adjuster. You're going to go up the end part so you can see where I am right on that end slot. I'm going to go over the middle and go through the last slot. If you just have one bar in the middle, you're just going to go up and over the middle bar. Pull this through, and now you can see them side by side. We're going to take our two pieces and bring them together into one collar piece. This raw edge is going to connect with our strap adjuster over here. So you can see I have this bar right here. I'm just going to go up and over this bar. So on the right side of the bar, and then go down on the left side of that bar. Flip this over to the wrong side. Overlap this piece by about 1.5 inches, so 1.5 inches, and then turn this under 1/4 inch, and then stitch it down. And that's it. Our dog collar is now complete. It's actually a really quick and easy project. I think the hardest part is sewing through thick layers and then working with the top stitch. So if you try it on scraps and your machine just really is not liking the top stitch thread, then just use regular all-purpose thread. Just do a lot of stitching so you can make sure everything is secure. But let's test this thing out. So clip, unclip, fine. If you need to adjust it, you're going to do it on this side where we have the strap adjuster and the male clip over here. So if I want to make it smaller, I'm going to be pulling my strap towards the clip, and then if I want to make it larger, I'm going to be pulling in the opposite direction. But that's it, and now your dog has a nice new collar. New tutorials are released weekly, so please subscribe to be notified of the next release. Make sure to check out our other videos and visit ProfessorPincushion.com to view our complete library with well over 200 sewing video tutorials, including our exclusive premium content. Our premium membership is only $5 a month for unlimited access and only available at ProfessorPincushion.com. Also, don't forget to download our mobile app for videos on the go. Thanks for watching.